What is happening, guys? Welcome to the Dynasty WarZone, the People's Dynasty podcast, and it is here. It is here. It is the most glorious time of the NFL summer. Training camps are upon us, and with me, as always, is the most glorious of co-hosts. You guys know him better as the man of the hour, and the man with the power, Jerry Sinclair, buddy. It's here. No more waiting. Training camps are kind of already underway, but they're really kicking off this week. How you feeling?
I am borderline erect because the time is now, buddy. What else can a man say? I am excited. I am ready for it. I know everybody is because it's been too long, right? It's the long lull between when we actually get to watch football. We love talking about it. We love the draft. We love the combine. We love all of it. But watching football, Randy, that is the drug that consumes us all. How the hell are you?
I'm good, man. Life, I've set my life up in a way that treats me very, very well. In that, so this coming week is our last summer travel baseball tournament. So I lose something that I really love to do and a group of guys that I really love to hang out with, but I get to spend more time with the football world, our patrons, all, of that stuff. And I personally cannot wait to get right in to training camp. Like I said, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I love watching the social media clips. I love all of the overreaction. We're still going to talk trades. We said last week we were going to do some more listener trades, and we will do listener trades in the show. Jerry is looking and trying to curate those, and we'll scroll back for him, but we will, in fact, do that. But I wanted to hit you with 5 guys that I think you absolutely need to make some moves on before training camp. And, some of it ties to schedule, some of it ties to efficiency, all of that thing. Real quick before I go into our one promo, I want to shout out the Hairy Snowman. All the way, was it Portugal? Portugal. And what is it in Portugal, Jerry? Is it like 3 a.m. currently as he's watching live on YouTube?
I couldn't tell you.
It's at least 3 a.m. It could be 2 a.m., but I'm pretty sure it's 3 a.m. And Harry said in the chat, Pat Bryant steam, it's coming. Guys, listen, someone in Denver is going to get steamed up from a pass catching perspective because it's Cortland Sutton, it's Evan Ingram, and someone's getting the steam. We're going to cover all that. But real quick, Jerry, I want to talk fast draft. So I mentioned that final baseball tournament of the summer, but also something else good that it's given me is that I will spend from Wednesday through Sunday in the state of Ohio. And do you know what one can do in the state of Ohio, Jerry?
Can they draft their ass off?
They can, in fact, draft their ass off, and that is my plan. I will be now here's the thing. The rabbit is filling up quick. And, kind of like the rookie origins thing, Matt would, he opened up more. He's a business guy. He's a smart business guy. More demand means he will provide more supply. But see, these things have an overlay on them because the house does not take a rake or take a percentage out of the pot, which makes it a tremendous value for the consumer. So I don't know that there are going to be 2 rabbits. I think it will come down to how fast this one fills and how fast they think they could potentially fill another one. They don't consult me. You can probably imagine all of the reasons why they don't consult me. But if you want to draft with me, I will be tweeting out at DWZ Memphis starting Wednesday evening the drafts that I'm in. If you can jump in, you can join me. If not, you're not. But you can at least take 37 seconds and hear about the rabbit.
You asked, we delivered a full best ball tournament on Fast Draft, but we do it the Fast Draft way, and it's called the Rabbit because, of course, it is. 20-second time clock, 15 rounds. These drafts, they take 20 minutes. That's it. So you get a lot of new people coming in and playing, get a lot of best ball bros playing, exploitable ADPs, no rake. It is the best EV in all of fantasy. You should just go to fastdraft.app, use code FAST. You get a $50 deposit match. These things are a blast, and it's the best use of your funds in all of fantasy.
Super simple. If you're watching live on YouTube, you saw some instructions there. I will tell you just to go to the Fast Draft app. You can find it in Google Play or the Apple Store. You download it, you sign up, you use the promo code WarZone. You'll get $50 for the first $50 you deposit, so you can get a one-time deposit match up to $50. The Rabbits $20. Some of the Origin games and some of the others are 5 to 10, but your money goes a lot further when you use the promo code WarZone. Jerry, I'm stoked. You live in Iowa. It's a bum state like Indiana. You have not gotten to maybe I'll FaceTime you and you can help me draft.
I like where your head's at.
I can do the exact opposite of what you're doing. And then when I get the money, I'll still give you part of it because, I mean, it's the Costanza. I'm doing the opposite of whatever Jerry would do. But now I don't have any good people bad tweets. Did you see anything? Because last week's bad tweet came from you, I believe.
From me? Oh, you're right. You're right. I added one. Yeah. I haven't seen anything lately, though.
Yeah,
honestly, the people in the streets have been good, which is a good thing. You know, I like when we start to infiltrate.
I don't believe you. I would rather you be honest with the listener and just say, look, we were super busy this week. Humble brag, my team made a deep run in the tournament we were in this past weekend. So
let's go.
I wasn't spending as much time on social media as I normally do. But I stands to reason, Jerry, that with training camp starting, there are going to be a bumper crop, a cornucopia, if you will, of good people with bad tweets in the next 5 to 7 days. So
yeah,
this segment next week should be much more live. See what I'm saying?
True.
But if you saw the show title on YouTube is 5 must-make trades before the start of training camp. And that came from me, and I was going through, and I was like, you know, who are some guys that we need to be making moves on? And I want to start with an obvious one because I do want to get into some listener trades. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, Harry, Slashy, buy and sell you, all of you, I can see you in the chat. Start putting dynasty trades in there. We'll get to them in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube after the fact, there are SEO, there are search optimization codes right down there. Do that thing. And but Jerry, I want to hit you. I want to start obvious. Raishi Rice.
Okay.
You know the news came down. He is going to, I guess, go to jail for 30 days. Now, what people this is I don't want to say dumb, but this is how little work people put in there. Raishi Rice is going to jail for 30 days. Yes. That and 5 years of probation, but he can serve those 30 days whenever,
which is wild. Which is absolutely wild. Not a shot if Jerry pulls some shit like that. Do I get to just go to jail when I want to? But welcome to society as a whole. But yeah, no, the 30 days doesn't matter. Doesn't affect us at all. The 5 years of probation, though, Randy, that's something because bro has no leash now. You do anything, you're going to be in trouble, and we are going to miss you.
I first of all, I would love to see you. Was it an Explorer? Was that what you drive? Is it a Ford Explorer?
No, an Escape.
An Escape. Excuse me. I would love to see you rocking the Escape at like 112 on the loop in Dallas, Texas, with a couple of Corvettes. I think that first of all, that would be great. Listen, it's Dynasty. You know, I get guys like sharp guys like our buddy Ray Garvin. Speaking of good people with good takes, Ray Garvin always has good takes. Ray was like, you know, we really need to dive into Xavier Worthy, especially what he established down the back half. But Ray was speaking from a seasonal standpoint. From a seasonal standpoint, that is fine. I couldn't agree more. Because if you draft Raishi Rice, like if you have your office league draft in 5 or 6 weeks, whenever that is, and you don't want to push the button on Raishi Rice, I totally respect that. Because you have to like leave him on the back end of your roster for a long time. But for Dynasty, I could care less. I think he's going to come back. I think, and I'm seeing Harry in the chat saying 6 games. I think it's going to be like actual jail time. And Buy and Sell said the jail sentence has been deferred too. He may not have to start it at all, or go to jail at all. So Is he going to get a suspension? Yeah, but it was non-violent. It wasn't like a domestic violence. I think he probably gets anywhere between 2 to 4. 2 to 4, slap on the wrist. Didn't involve alcohol, didn't involve drugs. Was it a poor decision? Of course. So you have to meet all that out. And the NFL, I don't think the NFL hammers him. I truly don't. I think he gets 2 to 4 games, Jerry. And if people are willing to give you a slight discount on Rashee Rice, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I don't think it affects his dynasty value at all, other than currently you're going to get a bunch of dog shit offers for him. Like if you have Rashee Rice, your league mates are going to send you nothing burgers and just hoping that you're going to go, oh yeah, that's a good idea just because the news is bad. No, like people don't actually accept those trades. Stop sending dumbass trades like that. No, it's irrelevant. Even if he misses, even if it is 6 games. Okay. I don't care. And like, as far as Xavier Worthy's concerned, do we think Xavier Worthy is going to explode into some elite wide receiver? I don't. Like, I think he's fine. Like, if you have Xavier Worthy, like, you're not upset. You at least have somebody that's usable. But do you foresee him turning into a Jackson Smith and Jigba style jump? Like, I don't. Like, he wasn't that in college, and JSN was. And now I think he's going to do that now? No, I don't. Like, this is a dude that had 600 yards last year. And I get that he was intriguing, and he was a first-round pick for Kansas City, and he ran his 40 really fast. But nothing about it just makes me get overhyped. I like Rashee Rice, obviously. I think if there is a window to buy, sure, but I think the person that has him is probably already secured in having him, and they're fine to just hold and chill.
I do want to shout out Slayer Stacker in the chat. Jalen Royals is who he's referring to. He says Royals is a big buy right now. That would be
a shot. I'll take a shot for sure.
That would 100% be a guy that I'm looking for. I mentioned the thing where I watch all the Instagram, stories on social media. That will be 100% one that I'll be looking for plays. Now, is he going to lock in and steal a bunch this year? No, but definitely a good one. And if you can use this conversely, like I'm not necessarily saying to sell Xavier Worthy, but man, if someone wants to pay up a little bit right now, I'm here for it. I think Xavier Worthy for his career will be a slightly different version of a DK Metcalf. Completely different physical build, but the kind of guy who is really more of a week-to-week home run type guy. I think he's going to be in that 5 receptions on average per game. Now, could it be for 170 yards? Of course. Of course it could be for a bunch of yards. Could it be like 2 big touchdowns?
It's going to be like he's a poor man's Deshaun Jackson. Like there's going to be times where he rips the roof off of your melon and wins you a week, and other times where he goes 3 for 36. That is good luck guessing when it's going to be there.
And so I don't want him at his current ADP or valuation. But I'm not this is not an anti-Xavier Worthy take. This is a pro Rashee Rice take. I think he's cheap. I do have another one because I'm starting to see a couple of trades come up in the chat. The other one today, and this is one that if you act quickly, this could be where you benefit as a YouTube consumer watching the live stream, came out today that the Seattle Seahawks cut Noah Fant. He is no longer a Seattle Seahawk. And A.J. Barner is listed as the tight end 1 in Seattle, a guy that I've been on for just over a year. And then Elijah Arroyo. And again, the starter got moved, which is a good thing. But also, the NFL does not always favor rookie wide receivers. I think A.J. Barner gets every opportunity to do this. But I also think Noah Fant's a buy. Because if you're a veteran free agent, solid athlete, why would you go somewhere that, because he's wanting the big contract. He's wanting a payday, maybe Miami. Like, what if Noah Fant, who I think's a better football player than Jonnu Smith, what if Noah Fant wound up in Miami? I know they traded for Darren Waller, the rapper du jour, but I mean that would be a good landing spot for him, Jerry.
He's fine. I mean, it's better than Darren Waller because Darren Waller is not going to do anything for anybody at all. I know I said this last week or 2 weeks ago or whenever the hell he signed, but he doesn't help any team ever. And not that Noah Fant is likely to help you, but at least he's a body that has a shot. And let's learn this lesson from Noah Fant. Okay? So we are finishing up rookie hype off season where we had Colston Loveland, we had Tyler Warren, we have Elijah Arroyo, we have a lot of tight ends, okay? And they get a lot of hype because it's rookie season. Not everybody works out, boys and girls. Noah Fant was a first-round rookie pick in tight end, superflex. We have seen guys fail. So don't just assume that everybody's going to be awesome just because they looked awesome in college or because everybody tells you they're awesome. Be trepidatious with everybody, even the people that you think are mega hits, because people thought Noah Fant was going to be the next second coming. It was him and TJ Hawkinson, and TJ Hawkinson has shown up to at least be pretty damn reliable. Noah Fant, on the other hand, less so.
I mean, I'm just looking at it right now. I'm a couple of spots. Like I think Miami is the nuts. You know, we got Harry in the chat. You're talking about Waller has a degenerative condition. That doesn't mean it gets better. So Fant would be. I think Miami is a good fit. I know people don't want to hear this from the Brenton Strange conversation, but I don't think Jacksonville would be a bad spot. I know people are very high on Mason Taylor. I don't think the Jets are a bad landing spot.
That's a good spot.
I thank you. And I know we like Zach Ertz, and there was some Ben Sinnott love, but Washington, Zach Ertz is like 36 years old.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make it forever. I like Cade Otton, but Noah Fant's a better athlete than Cade Otton. I'm not.
I mean, he's a good enough athlete. We've never really seen the sort of production that we wanted out of him from where he was drafted, but he will muddle a situation. That goes without a doubt. And he's already free also.
People are going to hate me. Pause. People are going to hate me for saying this.
Clip that.
Clip that. Nick, our editor and producer behind the scenes. Nick, clip that. 17-minute mark. I'm an idiot. I know, and people hate me. But dude, why couldn't he go to New England? Why couldn't they try to a very, 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 very poor man's version of what they did with Gronk and Aaron Hernandez? Mix those two up. I mean, because there's not a lot of wide receiver options. We have 31-year-old Stephon Diggs, and then a lot of Will C. So I'm just saying, again, this broke today on Sunday, and a lot of your league mates have probably not seen it. They were probably out doing stuff with their families,
or they just don't care because people have some name fatigue on Noah Fant, just because he has been around for a while and he's not been sexy for nearly any of it. So good to kick the tires.
So you're good with those landing spots?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. I saw
wherever he goes, he's going to piss people off.
I hate to correct Harry in the chat, but that's incorrect. He said Fant was slow. No, actually, Fant's fast. He ran a 4.540, which is in the 98th percentile for a tight end. And if you look at his athletic measurables in the class of 2019, he was the number one most athletic tight end at the position. And in the 524 tight ends ever metrically measured on Player Profiler, he is the 12th. That's the kind of guy I'd like to see a Josh McDaniels get to work with. Make him a weapon. And he's free. He's free 99. He's a trade-in. He's a throw-in and a trade.
He is definitely free. I did a lot of love in Noah Fant back in the day, and he has disappointed me for I can't believe it was from 2019. Jesus, we've been doing this show a long time, buddy.
We have, and we'll keep doing it as long as the people will let us. Got another one for you, and this is really tied back to a seasonal take. And I'm starting to see people steam up Christian McCaffrey in seasonal best ball, 2025 leagues. And I think that steam is driving down the price on Isaac Gurindo. I'm in. He's cheap. He's a backup. He's a guy that I drafted in the Scott Fish Bowl. I just don't think CMC can make it. And I think if CMC does make it, he will not see that legendary volume that he saw in 2023. And why would you? I think he's 29. And another reason why I like Gurindo, do you know how, based on the opponent's predicted win totals, the 49ers have the easiest strength of schedule of any team in the NFL this year.
Do they really? That's wild.
The easiest strength of schedule. And think about it. They're up in games. Maybe Kyle Shanahan's learned a lesson. I don't know. He could be perpetually dumb. But maybe he's learned a lesson. and instead of grinding Christian McCaffrey into that 30th touch in a game where you're up 31-13, how's about you just let Isaac Gurindo get some of those garbage touches? And then if CMC goes down, which he has shown a propensity for throughout his career in the NFL, Isaac Gurindo to the moon. And speaking of athletes, I mean, this guy he was the number one athlete, not running back, but number one athlete in last year's class. And he's the 11th, based off athletic measurables, the 11th most athletic running back of all time. He's cheap. Again, guys, I would love to tell you, oh yeah, go buy Justin Jefferson. Yep, there you go. I'll let other shows do that. I don't have that for you. Jerry, I will ask you a two-part question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Isaac Gurindo? And then Silence in the chat says, how do you guys feel about Sean Tucker?
I'm fine taking a shot on Isaac Gurindo, just because I think Kyle Shanahan runs a effective system for running backs. And I agree that I have been a person that does not believe in Christian McCaffrey keeping it all together. It's not that the man is not good. That would be a dumbass thing to say. He is good, but he also has just not been reliable. And I can rely on somebody like Christian McCaffrey, who's going to be in that position. And while he is exponentially better than Isaac Gurindo, he's also exponentially more expensive. So if we're talking about a person who's been injured 3 of the last 6 years and missed giant chunks of time, I can get a running back who is virtually free, was also pretty effective in the time that we saw him last year. I mean, 10 carries for 99 yards, 14 carries for 85, 15 for 78, pretty good. Got some touchdowns in there too. And he costs you what? A nickel that you find on the sidewalk?
I mean, you could probably get him for you're not getting him for me for a third, but I think you could offer a third, especially if your rookie draft has not went down. I think it comes down to what kind of manager that current Gurindo manager is. Like if they listen to a show, and again, different strokes for different folks. If you're listening to the fantasy footballers who are probably hyping up a Christian McCaffrey right now, talking about 2023 and some of his legendary seasons. But if he's a sharper Dynasty gamer, maybe listen to the Dynasty WarZone, you could have a problem. But if your draft has it going on, he's a guy. And then look at his size. He's 6 foot, 221 pounds. That's a big man, and runs a 4.3 40.
He really runs a 4.3 40. That's why
he runs a 4.3.
But dude was explosive, and dude was good last year. So I'm not totally surprised. But
yeah,
no, that's what I mean. He doesn't. The upside for what you have to pay is there. There's a chance that Isaac Gurindo is never usable. And yes, you threw away the 3rd round pick that Randy's talking about. Of course. But if Christian McCaffrey does what Christian McCaffrey has done recently, and if you've had Christian McCaffrey, you know what the fuck the man has done, and it has gotten hurt and not helped you win. That man stands there. I like it, Randall.
All right, I want to hit you with another one because this is a guy who. No, this is a sell. They're not all buys. I have a sell for you. Chase Brown, absolutely getting steamed up right now. I'm pulling it up right now on Player Profiler. On Player Profiler, listed as Dynasty RB13 ahead of Kenneth Walker. If I could get Kenneth Walker straight up for Chase Brown, sold American. If you go and you do a little research, Jerry, do you know who has the hardest strength of schedule in the NFL from a running back perspective?
Are you setting me up for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yes, the Cincinnati Bengals lead as the team with the toughest projected run defensive schedule, mainly due to back-to-back divisional games and elite defenses in division, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. That's directly from my cited source here on the interwebs.
I mean, listen, we did our must sells like a month ago or whenever that was, and Chase Brown was on mine. So I would love to argue with you. It's one of the great passions that I have in this world, is to come on to this show on a Sunday and tell you that you're wrong. And I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong about Chase Brown, but also he has proven me wrong, because I did not believe in him last year and he was effective. So it's something that I have too much of a bias in that situation. So I'm not going to make a case to double down what you're saying, but I'm with you. I don't think Chase Brown is long for the league. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's the guy. I think he is absolutely going to be the lead running back in Cincinnati next year, and that will make him usable. Do I think when we're doing this show in 2028, I'm still going to be talking about Chase Brown? No, I don't think I'm going to remember that Chase Brown exists.
So I just can't believe his dynasty valuation. You know, I think it's fair to say.
Yes, you can, though, because he was trendy last year and then he was effective. And every time that happens, the explosion, like we saw it with Zamir White, too. Like, Zamir White got a little bit of an opportunity, and then he became the popular guy, and then what happened?
I'm sorry, one more time? Thank you. So normally I do the sound effects. That is from Jerry's soundboard, a.k.a. he used his mouth. Here are the guys. Again, Chase Brown, running back 13 on the Player Profiler Dynasty rankings. And I would be willing to bet that's probably not too far off from the Dynasty Nerds or Fantasy Pros or whatever ranking service you may partake in. But, Jerry, I'm just going to ask you in a vacuum, Chase Brown or Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker. Not even close. Get out of here.
Chase Brown or R.J. Harvey?
R.J. Harvey. And I don't even like R.J. Harvey.
I know. Chase Brown or a guy who's probably going to see a 2 to 6 game suspension himself, Quinshawn Judkins. Brown or James Cook?
I mean, I would build a statue of James Cook, so that goes without saying.
All right, we're getting toward. I'll hit you with one more.
James Cook is below all guys.
Chase Brown's ahead of all these guys.
No, I know, but like James Cook was behind all of those other guys too.
I'm kind of going
insanity.
And then the last one I'll hit you with was Kyron Williams, and the difference in age between Kyron Williams. What is the difference in age between Kyron Williams and Chase Brown today? Today, the July 20th. What is their gap in age?
2 years.
Who's older?
I actually have no idea.
You're wrong. Chase Brown is 25.3 years old. Kyron Williams is 24.9 years old. I mean, Kyron Williams,
like, wasn't he a rookie last year?
2 years ago.
Oh no, 2 years. You're right.
And I, first of all, guilty. You know, if you're watching on YouTube, hand raised if you're guilty of being super excited about Isaiah Pacheco last year. Hi, that was me. I was the president of the Isaiah Pacheco fan club, and part of being a good dynasty gamer is lessons learned. And last year, the lesson that I learned was that it's great to try and chase these rookie contract, chasing a big contract running backs, but don't overly fall in love. And I think that's what people have done with Chase Brown. Tough schedule, bad defense. You're not going to be running the ball. Yes, I know he's involved in the passing game, but so is Zach Moss. Zach Moss starts to camp healthy. They brought in Samaje Perine. We like Taj Brooks. But if I can get anywhere near RB13 value for Chase Brown, he gone.
I'm just saying, you know how many 100-yard games rushing he had last year?
Lay it on me.
1. You know how many carries he got in that game against
No.
the Raiders, mind you. 27. He got 27 carries to finally crack 100, which, I mean, he also had some games where he had good receptions and, you know, he did okay. Like, he's fine, but like a lot of these numbers, Randy, 12 for 46, 10 for 53, 15 for 44, but also touchdown, 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 2 touchdowns, touchdown, 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 touchdown.
It's a good offense to be attached to because
100%.
they will score points. I'm telling you, if again injury, everything, and I remember how Zach Moss played when he was here in Indy. People are going to be, or I should are going to be, because I don't want to predict the future yet. We'll do that a little bit later in the summer. But I am not going to be surprised when Zach Moss. I keep saying Zach Brown. He's a country singer.
You're mixing them. You're doing great.
I took Zach Moss and Chase Brown and turned them into a country music act. If you don't know, you know. But Zach Moss played really well when he was here in Indy. So did Zach Brown, by the way. Some friends went to that show. But
a little bit of chicken fried.
There you go. I mean, you work in Iowa. You know what I'm talking about. Not new. Let me hit you with my last one, and probably the biggest one. And I want to give credit. I saw it on Instagram about sell Devon they were questioning it from a seasonal standpoint about is Devon Achane, our boy Theo's guy. Theo loves him some Devon Achane. Can't get enough Devon Achane. But, dude, that dude is hella efficient. And last year,
maybe he's an alien.
Maybe he is, but his efficiency went down from his rookie year.
Yeah.
And do you see 12 total touchdowns again this year?
I don't really.
I mean, the defense in the division got tougher. I believe your boy, former Lion defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, is going to crank up the defense there in New York. You know Mike Vrabel is going to crank up the defense there in New England. Buffalo's been pretty good. So now all of a sudden the division got tougher. So now there's 6 tougher games for Devon Achane. Miami has the second easiest strength of schedule for wide receivers this year, which is awesome. I love it when you get that combination of really good defense. I mean, again, this is based on last year. The defenses they play could improve within the realm of possibility. But based on who they're playing, based off what we know, and they're going to be bad. Their team is like you listen to Vegas or prognosticators, they do not believe that Miami's going to be any good. So a good schedule for wide receivers, a tougher schedule for the running back. I just don't see where, unless he just lives on receptions and touchdown volume, he could repeat his performance from last year. And he is going as Player Profiler's RB5, Jerry.
Yeah. I mean, the receptions are obviously always going to put somebody up that high.
They're going to, and they're also going to like help him like stabilize. Like he could have a bad week where he rushes for 45 yards, but because they're behind, he might catch 6 passes for 60.
I'm looking at that game last year. He got, let's see, we got 63 yards rushing, but he also had 8 catches. Ended up having a good game. Like you're going to see that for sure. 12 carries, 41 yards, had 7 receptions. So that's the pro argument for Achane. I agree that he scares the shit out of me. He has stayed relatively healthy. You know, I have always made the argument that he's a pretty, you know, I mean, he's not much bigger than me. Granted, built a little differently. I don't want to surprise you. He's not as scrawny. Most of my weight settles in the midsection, not so much muscle.
Around the drum.
Yes.
Well, Achane listed at 5'9", 188.
That's what I mean. So
that's not a big guy.
No, that's what I weigh. That's what I'm saying. The weight differential is just a little bit different.
The way it's distributed throughout your body.
Yes, it's just a little different.
Copy that.
But he has been healthy, which is good. But no, the receptions are going to keep him up there, which is fine. He's just, I don't want to have to rely on somebody that's that little and that highly efficient, which I don't know how repeatable that is. At some point, he will, lose a step, and it just for the cost for what he is, he's got some risk baked into it, and that sucks. The one thing that makes me want to come in is, 80 receptions last year, Randy. That's fucking sexy, and you love that. And it'll always give you that base where you're gonna at least end up with 10 points just because of that.
Now, do you love it at the cost of Dynasty running back 5?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm again same exercise we just did with Chase Brown.
Now, before we start answering all this, I am a long time pessimist about this man, but continue. So listeners, take that with a grain of salt. If you're a person that believes in him, no, you can call me stupid. It's fine. I'm a grown man. I can handle it.
And he hears it all the time. Jerry is a married man. So per Player Profiler, the top 4 running backs: Genty, Bijan Robinson, Gibbs, Omarion, Hampton.
All of them,
of course. Easy. You're not getting those guys for Devon Achane. But let's go the next 5.
Okay.
I'm out on Saquon Barkley just based on the age.
Saquon.
Your boy Breece Hall. And by the way, what is the difference in age between Breece Hall and Devon Achane?
No idea. I don't own HN.
HN 23.8 years old. So I got to assume I don't know, 23 and 9 months or some shit. And then you got Breece Hall, who is 24.1. So literally 4 months difference in age.
Yeah, Breece Hall.
And I think you could get something in addition to Breece Hall easily with Devon Achane.
At least a little sprinkles on there.
I would send one of my absolute favorite trades to send. I'll send Breece Hall in a second for Devon Achane in a 27 first. And act like I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you a favor. So I like that one. A guy that I continue to fall more in love with from a football standpoint, not a real standpoint. Travion Henderson. Yes, please. I will take Travion Henderson. And again, the same thing. Give me that plus. Give me a pick. Give me another player I like. I know Achan's got the resume. I know he does. He really does. And I know he's got a good offense. And I got Sam in the chat telling me he's a poor man CNC. He's correct. He is correct. He says if I'm selling Chase Brown and Achane, he's buying.
I ain't mad at you,
brother. But if you're buying at those current costs, that's what's going to bring you down. And the last one I'll bring up, because I'm a bit of a homer, Jonathan Taylor, who is 26.5. So he's probably got 2.5 good years of peak performance. I think you could get JT in a first for Devon Achane. You don't have to send that second back, and I'll take
that. I would do that in 1 second.
I would cash that in. I think actually, and I do want to throw in a few more, but I also want to get to trades because I promised we'd get to trades. But yeah, it's not I'm anti Achane or Chase Brown. I'm anti the situation, and I'm anti what their current value is. It's just I'm not looking for reasons to sell. I'm looking for reasons to not lose or try to get similar points at a cheaper price and then get some other stuff thrown in. Another thing that I found when I was doing this, how I said I like that combination of a bad win-loss total prediction and a facing a good matchups for wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Who's the second best on that? I'm sorry, the second best on that list.
Oh,
New Orleans Saints. Chris Olave. And if you're looking for a cheaper version, Rashid Shaheed. I know they're going to be terrible. I know that Tyler Shuck
as long as you know.
I will not commit to a lot. I will commit to New Orleans being terrible in 2025. He's not going to steal a bunch of yards rushing. He's going to be more of a check down guy than he will be a run out of the pocket like we see with a lot of quarterbacks nowadays. I think it's good for Kamara, but they're behind. What do you do when you're behind? You throw. What does throw get you? Targets. What do targets get? Receptions. What do receptions get? PPR points. I'm in for it. So I'll throw in Olave. And then I mentioned Noah Fant earlier, 4th on that list of the win-loss totals versus the wide receiver strength of schedule. Seattle Seahawks. Yes, please. Yes, please. And I'm not anti-JSN. I'm not pro-JSN. But if you're looking for a reason, you're nervous of what can he do without DK Metcalf. And if you're looking for an absolute cheap flyer, Torrey Horton. I've been on Torrey Horton all off season. Maybe a little Cooper Kupp. Maybe a little. I think what Cooper Cup's going to do. I think what Cooper Cup's going to do is he's going to give you a nice selling opportunity around week 3 or 4. You're going to see him in this offense. They're going to be playing from behind. He's going to be getting, opportunities. He'll be scoring fantasy points, which will make him much more appealing in the market. But we're kind of transitioning to next week's topic about, future stating this and using training camp and some predictive models. But if you like those rankings that I was referring to, those dynasty rankings from Player Profiler, you can get them if you check out Dynasty Deluxe.
If you play in Dynasty, you need Dynasty Deluxe, our premium package for Dynasty Leaguers. We rank over 300 players, updated every week, all year long. And there's a win now mode and a rebuild mode with superflex and tight end premium controls. And a Dynasty League sync where you can say, sync down all of my sleeper teams, all my FFPC teams. And then you can browse around your leagues for who has needs. And then you can use our trade finder to see what kinds of trades are happening in leagues that are similar to the one I want to do. Then you can analyze trades using our trade analyzer, which balances the lifetime value, which includes picked values out to like 2028. All of that plus the rookie guide, $25 value is included. So if you're just in one Dynasty League, Dynasty Deluxe is well worth it. And use your host's promo code, and you can bump up to all in and get $25 off.
It's a great promo. And the promo code's WarZone. I will just tell you this. It's like if you're a serious Dynasty gamer and listening to a podcast in July, congratulations. You qualify. That's an investment back in tools and resources. That's Dynasty Deluxe. Promo code, again, WarZone. Bump you up to all in. Check that out. So, Jerry, trades. And I'm going to go to my handy-dandy cellular device right here. And, guys, this is what happens when you put trades in the comments. Jerry sends them to me. And he got one from @BlitzRules. And Blitz asked, 10-team, 1 QB, PPR, debating this trade. Send Puka Nacua and Chuba Hubbard, receive A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs, and a 2027 first. Jerry, you went and sent this to me. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts when you hear Puka and Chuba, what a great team name. What a great team name. You could work. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you throw Puka Nacua, Chuba Hubbard into Chat GPT and say, create the best fantasy names with I guarantee you'll get a home run.
You get something.
Versus A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs, and a 27 first.
I'm going to take the old guys in the pick, Randall. Here's the thing. You get the 20. Okay. We got a little head nod. What do you got? Okay.
I'm 100% with you.
Yeah.
I'm all for showing the guys who have done it for a long time a lot of respect and appreciation for what they've done for our dynasty rosters over the years. It's good to know that Player Profiler appreciates Josh Jacobs. They have him listed as running back 11. Josh Jacobs has been, when healthy, and he's been fairly healthy throughout his career. Good teams, bad teams. The guy is a PPR point machine. He's been so good for this. And I like Chuba, but the way I look at this, it's A.J. Brown and a 27 first, which everybody, and if you know, is hyping up this class, and A.J. Brown for Puka Nacua. I'm with you. The difference in age is 4 years. I get that. But you can't tell me on one hand people are excited about 31, 32-year-old Devontae Adams, and I can't be excited in the next presidential cycle. I can't be excited still for A.J. Brown. We know the offense is good. I said it last week. When he doesn't get the ball, he puts on the boo-boo face. And if that 20, yes, not only does, like when you're a kid pouts, you put him in timeout, you don't give him shit. At least I don't. But with A.J. Brown, when he pouts, he gets all the targets for the next 3 games. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. And that 2027 first, it's possible versus probable. There's a probability where that could get you the Jeremiah Smith kid out of Ohio State, or who's the Alabama guy? I always forget his name.
Ryan Williams.
You mean to tell me, again, You got a 1 in 6 shot. No, I'm sorry. In this case, it's a 10-team league. You have a 1 in 5 shot at getting Smith or Williams. You're going to be able to compete for the next 2 years with A.J. Brown. You're getting an upgrade at running back. Help me understand. What am I missing about taking A.J. Brown except for the name Puka Nacua sexy? I am all in on the A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs in the first pick.
And here's the thing, right? A.J. Brown, a couple years older, which going to hurt his value. But also, what is Puka Nakua's value going to look like if Matthew Stafford is gone? I don't give a shit how old he is. If Matthew Stafford retires after next year, is anybody going to be really excited to have Puka Nacua? Does anybody think that he is going to replicate the production that he has had with Matthew Stafford, the same Matthew Stafford who had unbelievable seasons with Calvin Johnson, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua, and has just historically been the absolute pinnacle fantasy points quarterback for wide receivers in the NFL's history? No. They're going to be upset. They're not going to know. His value will be volatile. Plus, you get the first. Plus, you get Josh Jacobs, who absolutely has been just consistent. Just a consistent fella his whole career. Been good. At one point, he was not sexy, but he was still doing good. And then he got a little new lease on life, and he's still just doing good. No, that side of the trade, especially in a 10-team league.
All right. Well, the next one, this one, I'm just sharing this one. I've already answered this one myself. This one came from Cameron Myers, one of our patrons. And he DM'd me today, and in between games, I responded to Cameron, and I said, he's like, it's an 8-team superflex league. He was sending Marvin Harrison. This draft this draft class is 112 and 201. And in return, he got Justin Jefferson. And I was like, given the format, I know you're going to get something good at the 112 and the 201, which doesn't really translate from the math. Don't be mathing. But I don't know how this league. Maybe he meant it's the 12th pick and the 13th pick. But that's how I interpreted it. It doesn't matter.
No.
In an 8-man league, it's all about more superstars and less about depth, because the depth takes care of itself, because there are so many pieces, and it's like, just give me the best player. Could Marvin Harrison be a thing? Of course he could be. I don't think he will. I don't love the situation. I think Trey McBride's the target hog. I think if you're, I was like, easy for me, buddy. Two maybes and a maybe plus. We'll call Marvin Harrison Jr. a maybe plus at this point. Yeah, just give me old JJ. If we're at that point of fatigue with Justin Jefferson because he's going into year 6, sign me up. He's only 26 years old. I'm in. I mean, it was that one was easy for me, Jerry.
Yeah, nope, that's easy. And for all the reasons that you said, with it being an 8-team league, yes, you just want high-end, elite talent. Do whatever you can to get that. Honestly, trading picks in those sorts of leagues is the easiest thing you can do if you can get superstars. But even if it's a 12-team league, let's live in the hypothetical situation where it's that. Are you still doing that? Because I am 100 times out of 100 times. Because Marvin Harrison Jr., scares the shit out of me. I think he has potential. Like, I know I made the joke when you said that you're going to sell Marvin Harrison. I said yes to whatever it was going to be. But, like, I understand that that's just a joke. He does have the opportunity to be a very good wide receiver. Do I think he has the possibility to be Justin Jefferson? No, I do not. Not where he is at currently. Justin Jefferson, yes, Sam Darnold was much better than Sam Darnold has ever been last year. And before then, Kirk Cousins was Kirk Cousins. But we've seen Kirk Cousins be bad this year. But he was still good with Justin Jefferson. And he was still good with Sam Darnold. And while I may be a little skeptical about J.J. McCarthy, I'm going to bet Justin Jefferson is still really good. So, easily. And the 112, 201, like, you're going to wait on one of those players anyway. You're going to wait on a Emeka Egbuka or Luther Burden or maybe one of the tight ends or, whoever. I'm cool with that. Easy.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing a bunch of trades tonight, and I have Some more we'll do. And I think we're going to make this because, every year I try to change up the format of the in-season show. I'm going to try to save the last 10 to 15 minutes for YouTube trade questions, live trade questions, and just trades that we can share. Again, want to try to keep the show fresh and not get the same show every year. I did real quick because I saw his name and I forgot this came out this week. Garrett Wilson, big boy contract. Dude got paid. The Jets are taking advantage of not having a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes or a super expensive quarterback, and they're paying the non-quarterback guys. They paid Sauce Gardner. But does this give you more confidence in Garrett Wilson, who is currently the wide receiver 11 at Player Profiler?
I mean, it does. Now, I am a person that I have poo-pooed Garrett Wilson in the past just because, the production has not been what his draft capital was and what his trade value has been. But I think it has to, right? But like, how many times can I do a show and talk about stability and check people's contracts? And it's going to be a good situation. Like, he's going to be there. He's a talented enough guy and he's going to grow as a player. So the trajectory is up. And if the trajectory is up going into his prime, why would I not think that he can't have a 13 or 1400 yard season at some point? And with the confidence that I think that is I don't want to say a likely situation because you can't predict the future, but it should happen at some point. Yes, I'm absolutely going to invest in Garrett Wilson.
And I say that because I'm looking at the quarterbacks that he's played with in his career. Okay, last year was the corpse of Aaron Rodgers. I think he'll maybe be a little bit better, another year removed from the Achilles in Pittsburgh, but I'm not sure. Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle. Okay, these are real quarterbacks that this guy has had to live with throughout his NFL career. Mike White, Joe Flacco, Braden Mann. I mean, and he continues to produce. He's 25. Next year's rookie quarterback class is going to be significantly better. So he could be going into his age 26 season with a QB upgrade. I really like it. And I don't think anyone's sleeping on Garrett Wilson this season. I think people saw what Justin Fields did for DJ Moore a couple of years in Chicago, and they think they could probably replicate that with Garrett Wilson. That, and who's he competing for targets with? It's literally still Alan Lazard, which I don't know how Aaron Rodgers hasn't pulled an Aaron Rodgers and got that deal done. If the Steelers could have signed Aaron Rodgers sooner, they probably could have sent George Pickens to New York for Alan Lazard and a pick. That probably could have been a thing that happened. It didn't.
Which is good. Thankfully it didn't.
Yes, because then you got to try to figure out where do we rank
all right.
Pickens. By the way, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm really liking what I'm seeing in Dallas. And then the last thing I got, you can wrap us up at the end, is Scott Fishbowl. I try not to do a whole Scott Fishbowl because, not everybody's in it. It's the world's largest fantasy tournament. But just like from a drafting standpoint, anything that stood out to you?
No, my team sucks.
Well, it's because you drafted it.
Well, for the record, I've had 2 very good runs the last 2 years. But
no one's had a better run than our admin Neil.
Yeah, I mean, he went undefeated in the regular season last year.
He went undefeated, and he ran it for a while, and I don't remember the injury, but I felt like every time, and what made me think of the Scott Fishbowl was, I will tell you who in the chat mentioned silence. Nope. Don't be quiet, Jerry. That is, in fact, their YouTube handle. So sell high on Chase Brown and go pick up Taj Brooks quietly. I had Taj Brooks queued up. Someone got me. I thought I was going to get the steal of the draft. I thought I was going to get Roshan Johnson in the 15th round. Don't know how I missed him before that. I would have taken him in the 13th round. Had him queued up, and someone got me. They got me. I'm going to answer one more trade question on the way out because it's Jamie. Jamie's here every week. He is fighting a vicious hangover from tequila and tacos. Brother, I have been there more times than I care to count. But because Jamie's always here, always supports the show, I'm going to sneak his trade in on the back half. 10-team superflex, start 11. Would you give up a 26-second and Brenton Strange for Juwan Jennings? Jerry, what say you?
No, I don't want Juwan Jennings. I know he's the only person that's available in San Francisco right now. I just have no desire to rely on him.
I thought Juwan Jennings was the one in New Orleans. Because with the W, Juwan with the W is the tight end in New Orleans. Juwan Jennings.
Maybe. Either way, no. No matter which Juwan Jennings we are talking about, the answer is no.
I mean, guys,
but I'm also in on Brenton Strange. Which may be a stupid thing to be on, but
the way that he spelled it was
that's Juwan Johnson. Thank you, Slashy. Tell him he's old and he's got.
Well, hold on a minute. There is the way he spelled it. There is no Juwan.
All right, so he messed the vowels up. Let the man live his life. He's recovering, damn it.
He's fine. I'm going to let the fact that he spelled it with a W instead of a U. That's what got me. So you got to give me. Actually, it was a senior moment, I guess. But you got to give me credit. You got to give me credit in that I remembered that there's a tight end still active in the league who had that.
You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. You should not remember that name.
Why do I remember that? I can't remember what my wife told me earlier today, but I can remember there's a random tight end on the New Orleans Saints who has a certain spelling of Juwan. Anyway, I do still like Juwan Jennings. I think he's going to get paid. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, for me, Jamie, if you have another tight end that you like more than Brenton Strange via con Dios, go get. I think Juwan Jennings is going to be a smash this year. Double that. Go with God if that's a contending team. Ayuk's banged up. He's going to start on the pup. Ricky Pearsall's already hurt, hamstring. It's like someone's got to catch the ball. And Juwan Jennings wants a contract. I could easily see where they give him a couple of bucks, which will be a lot of bucks, and then it's kind of like a quasi prove it deal. And you can get a guy like that who is only, I'm getting his age. He's only 28. He could be a guy who could be a 2-3 year piece. So you have a pick, which you can't even use right now, and a tight end that we like, but we're not sold on. And we can get a guy who can help us big time this year. He has Hawkinson and May. Yes, make that trade yesterday, Jamie. You got TJ Hawkinson and Terrence Turd Ferguson and Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor and Terrence Turd Ferguson have as much upside as Brenton Strange. And you got a locked in every game starter. Go get Juwan Jennings. Juwan with a U, not with a W, though. Don't fall for Juwan Johnson. Why do they both have to have that alliteration of the double J?
Oh, my God.
Makes it even harder. Guy. Come on, you got to give me at least 68% credit for that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, Jerry, it is coming up on that time, but it's also coming up on training camp time, and I think that's what we'll be talking about next weekend. I think is what we'll be talking about is what we saw in camp, who's moving, who's not moving, and guys, we're literally 6 weeks away from the return of glory, the return of college football, the return of professional football. And we're going to absolutely be in heaven. Savor the moment, Jerry.
Oh, I always savor the moment. Oh, the moment Spartan football kicks off for the first time, and then 12 minutes later when they're down 14-0, and I know my life's over.
Instant regret. It's like, why do you probably are like, why do I keep doing? But hey, I went to Ball. I went to Ball State, so we're still D1, but chirp chirp baby. I can't shout out everybody.
He said chirp chirp baby.
That's like the gimmick. Charlie Cardinal, and it's chirp chirp. I added the baby. Trademark circle R copyright chirp chirp baby. But anyway, I want to thank everybody in the chat, all the regulars. Good to see Harry Snowman across the pond, Jamie, Slayer Stacker, everybody who always comes through on Sunday nights and makes the chat so live. not only do we get to answer questions, but everybody's helping each other. I love the community. I'll do one last commercial. Remember, I'm going to be in Cincinnati, and it's a quasi commercial, but I do love Fast Draft, and I do play, and I wish I lived in a better state where I could play like every day. But I will be going hard in the paint on Fast Draft. I'll be tweeting it out at DWZ Memphis, and if you want to sign up, you want to get ahead of the game. You want to get ahead of the game on Fast Draft, you sign up, you get your account ready, you use the promo code WarZone, and it will match your deposit up to $50, which would be good for 5 rabbits. There you go, Jerry.
Hell yeah. Company man, baby.
Brother,
Sure,
there ain't, here's the thing. We like being here, and I've never promoted or mentioned something that I don't personally believe in. That was one of the options Matt gave us a long time ago. It's like, if you wanted to get sponsors, we can work something different out. I've not done that because it's got to be the right fit. Player Profiler is the right fit. Fast Draft is the right fit. The Dynasty Deluxe is the right fit. These are good things. I use them. I use them for show prep. I use them for my teams. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of a draft junkie, and, Fast Draft kind of scratches that itch. But anyway, until next time, that man's name is Jerry Sinclair. And my name is Memphis. You can follow me at DWZ Memphis. Follow him at Jerry Sin DWZ. And guys, be on the lookout for some updates coming to our YouTube channel. Big changes coming. We will have that kicked off by the time the season starts. But let's get out of here.
Hey, I want to thank you for being part of this broadcast. If you have any thoughts on it, leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see more shows on the Player Profiler channel, subscribe to it. That's how we know you want more.